Jesus' promise of rest. How can one man promise rest for all who are weary and burdened? Can any other figure in history claim to offer rest for the soul with such confidence and authority? Introduction. A world in search of rest. In a world burdened by stress, fear, and uncertainty, rest seems elusive. People search for peace in relationships, careers, money, and entertainment, yet the deeper rest for the soul often remains out of reach. Amid this search, Jesus makes an extraordinary promise in Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. This promise goes beyond physical relief. It addresses the core of human restlessness, the soul's longing for peace. Let's explore what Jesus means by this promise and why skeptics should consider its unparalleled significance. 1. Jesus' call to the weary. Jesus' invitation is for all who are weary and burdened. This includes everyone weighed down by the pressures of life, guilt from sin, and the futility of human efforts to find peace. Scripture reference, Psalm 55:22. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Jesus embodies this promise, offering rest not through temporary relief, but through an enduring relationship with him. Challenge to skeptics. What other leader or teacher in history has made such an inclusive, unconditional promise to relieve all burdens? 2. Rest for the soul. The rest Jesus offers is not merely physical, but spiritual. He provides freedom from guilt, anxiety, and the fear of death, addressing the soul's deepest needs. Scripture reference, John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. This peace is unlike anything the world offers, because it is rooted in the assurance of God's presence and love. Challenge to skeptics. If Jesus were just a man, how could his promise of peace still resonate and transform lives across centuries? 3. Jesus' gentle and humble leadership. Jesus describes himself as gentle and humble in heart. Unlike oppressive systems or demanding leaders, Jesus offers a yoke that is easy and a burden that is light. His leadership is one of compassion and guidance, not coercion. Scripture reference, Isaiah 42:3. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out. This prophecy, fulfilled in Jesus, shows his care for the weak and weary, offering restoration rather than condemnation. Challenge to skeptics. Can any human leader claim to offer both authority and gentleness in a way that restores rather than oppresses? 4. Rest through relationship, not religion. Jesus' call to rest is not about adhering to a set of rules, but entering into a relationship with him. His yoke symbolizes partnership and guidance, not bondage. Scripture reference, Galatians 5:1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Jesus frees believers from the impossible task of earning salvation through works, offering grace instead. Challenge to skeptics. How does Jesus' message of grace stand apart from other religious systems that demand effort and performance? 5. Rest rooted in Jesus' authority. Jesus can offer this rest because of his divine authority. As the creator and sustainer of life, he knows what the human soul truly needs. Scripture reference, Colossians chapter 1:17. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Jesus' authority is not derived from human power, but from his divine nature, giving him the unique ability to fulfill his promises. Challenge to skeptics. If Jesus were not divine, how could he credibly promise rest for the soul and deliver it to billions of followers over 2,000 years? Conclusion. An invitation to rest. Jesus' promise in Matthew chapter 11, 28-30 is not just a comforting thought. It's a call to trust in his ability to provide true peace and rest. His invitation is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Final challenge to non-believers. If you are weary and burdened, what have you found that truly satisfies your soul? What if Jesus' promise is real and rest is closer than you think? Will you investigate his claims and take him at his word? Call to action. Come to Jesus with your burdens. Read his words in the Gospels. Consider the countless lives transformed by his promise of rest. In him, you may find what your soul has been longing for all along.